After winning a special lottery, Makoto Naoki, an average student, enrolls at the prestigious Hope's Peak Academy for talented high school students. The moment Makoto steps inside the school grounds, however, he falls unconscious and later wakes up in a classroom littered with security cameras and steel plates. Following a note's instructions to assemble in the gym, Makoto finds 14 other unique students in a similar situation, including a school idol from his old middle school, Sayaka Mizono. It is at this point the self-proclaimed headmaster, a remote-controlled bear named Monokuma, appears before them, announcing that the students will be staying in the school for the rest of their lives and can only graduate by killing another student. Rejecting this idea, the students spend the next few days searching the school grounds trying to find an alternative exit. Deciding everyone needs a motive to kill, Monokuma shows each student a personalized DVD motivating them to try to escape at any cost. In Makoto's case, a video of his family being put in danger. As Sayaka is also unnerved by the contents of her video, Makoto tries to calm her down, promising that he will find a way to get both of them out. After learning from Monokuma about the faulty door on his bedroom's shower room, Makoto is approached by Sayaka, who states she is afraid that someone may be after her, and offers to switch rooms with her to put her at ease. The next day, however, Makoto is horrified to discover Sayaka laying dead in his shower room, stabbed in the stomach with a kitchen knife. As Makoto becomes angered by this tragic turn of events, Monokuma explains that one of the students is responsible for her murder, and they must judge for themselves who the killer is in a class trial. If the class can successfully determine the guilty party, that person alone will be executed. But if they guess wrong, the killer will be set free, and everyone else will be put to death. When fashionista Junko Enoshima voices her objection and assaults Monokuma, she is impaled to death by spears as punishment, warning the other students what will happen if they don't follow the rules. After the students' electronic handbooks are updated with details about the murder, Makoto is immediately made a prime suspect when it is shown Sayaka had died in his room. The students begin their investigation, making notes of all the evidence they find, including a message written in Sayaka's blood reading 11037. Before the trial begins, Makoto finds Sayaka's motivational DVD, which reveals that her fellow members in an idol group were all killed by Monokuma, who would only explain why if she managed to graduate. As the students head for the courtroom, Makoto receives cryptic words of advice from the mysterious Kyoko Kirigiri. As the trial begins, swimmer Aoi Asahina testifies that she and martial artist Sakura Ogami witnessed Sayaka enter the kitchen, during which the kitchen knife used in the murder went missing. Meanwhile, Kyoko proves Makoto's innocence by pointing out that since the boys' showers room don't have locks, he wouldn't have needed to dismantle his own doorknob to enter the shower's room. After wondering how the culprit entered the room in the first place, Kyoko presents evidence which reveals Sayaka had purposefully invited someone into the room in order to murder them and pin the crime on Makoto, only to wind up as the victim herself. Remembering the message written in blood, Makoto deduces that 11037 is an upside-down spelling of Leon, and accuses baseball star Leon Kuwata of the crime. His guilt is further proven by the method of which the culprit attempted to disguise of the evidence, his blood-stained shirt, in a manner only capable of a baseball star. When it is deduced that he must have used his toolset to take apart the doorknob, Leon is unanimously voted as the guilty culprit and is executed by Monokuma with a barrage of baseballs. Later that night, Kyoko consoles Makoto by theorizing that Sayaka may have written her dying message in order to protect him. Following the first-class trial, Monokuma grants access to the second floor of the academy, containing a library and a swimming pool with gender-divided changing rooms. While searching for the library, the group find a broken laptop and a letter that claims Hope's Peak Academy has been shut down for a while, along with a storeroom filled with confidential files. Later, Makoto comes across writer Toko Furukawa, who has a crush on the cold-hearted affluent progeny, Byakuya Tagomi, before winding up as a witness to a sauna endurance battle between biker Mondo Owada and hall monitor Kiyotaka Ishimaru, who end up bonding with each other as a result. Soon after, Monokuma announces his next incentive, stating he will publicly announce everyone's personal secrets unless someone is killed in the next 24 hours. The next day, the students discover programmer Chihiro Fujisaki murdered in the girls' changing room, hung up like a crucifixion with the words "bloodbath fever" written in blood on the wall. During the investigation, some peculiarities are found, such as a seemingly disappearing coffee stain, along with a testimony by gambler Celestia Ludenberg that she saw Chihiro the night before. Byakuya tells Makoto that he believes the murder to be the work of Genocider Sho, a serial killer who crucified his victims in a similar fashion. Meanwhile, Toko locks herself in her room, also mentioning something about genocide or show and failing to keep a promise to Byakuya. As the second trial begins, Byakuya states that Toko is the culprit as she has dissociative identity disorder, her other personality being none other than genocide or show. When Toko faints under the pressure, her personality switches to that of genocider, who, despite casually admitting she is a genuine homicidal maniac, denies killing Chihiro, as she always uses scissors in her serial killings. Being the only other who knew of genocider's crimes, Byakuya is suspected of the crime, curiously not denying it. However, after Makoto deduces Chihiro was actually killed in the boys' changing room, with Kyoko subsequently revealing Chihiro was, contrary to everyone's belief, not a girl but in fact a cross-dressing boy, Byakuya admits that he is not the killer and had only modified the crime scene to make the game more interesting. As Celestia gives her testimony about seeing Chihiro carry a sports bag containing a jersey the night before, Mondo accidentally lets slip that he knew what color the jersey was, eventually admitting he is the culprit. After the guilty verdict, Monokuma reveals that Chihiro had come to Mondo, revealing his true gender in the hopes he could help him become stronger. Mondo, who had been keeping secret the fact that he was responsible for his brother's death in order to keep his gang together, became jealous of Chihiro's strength and killed him in a fit of rage, moving his corpse to the girls' changing room and destroying his e-handbook to protect his honor. Lamenting his actions, Mondo is put through his execution, in which he is spun around in a motorcycle death cage until liquefied into butter, leaving Kiyotaka mortified. Meanwhile, Monokuma is seen talking with an unknown person, discussing the mysterious 16th student of the academy. After the others investigate the newly opened third floor containing a rec room, an art room, and a physics lab, Monokuma announces his next incentive, a cash reward of 10 billion yen to whoever graduates, though nobody seems to fall for it. Afterwards, the gang discover a laptop, which Chihiro had left behind in the bath locker room, containing an AI program called Alter Ego, who offers to help decrypt some files left on the laptop. When Kiyotaka asks Alter Ego if he blames him for Chihiro's death, he imitates Mondo to give him words of encouragement, proving a bit too successful. Alter Ego then shows a curious photo of Leon, Chihiro, and Mondo hanging together, which could not have possibly been taken during the time they've known each other. After Kyoko takes precautions following some unhealthy interests from both Kiyotaka and doujin artist Hifumi Yamada, Alter Ego suddenly goes missing, leading Byakuya to suspect there may be a mole amongst the group. The next morning, Makoto, Aoi, and Sakura encounter Celestia, who claims to have been attacked by someone in a robot costume who took Hifumi hostage. After finding an injured Hifumi in the library and taking him to the infirmary, the gang split into groups to search for the perpetrator. While Byakuya's group chase after the perpetrator, Makoto's group returns to the infirmary and discovers Hifumi laying in a pool of blood, with Monokuma's corpse delivery announcement suggesting he has been killed. Makoto rushes to inform the other group in the physics lab storage, where he discovers Kiyotaka has been killed as well. Upon returning to the infirmary, the group find Hifumi's body has gone missing, later discovering Kiyotaka's body has also disappeared. Discovering the bodies in the art supply room, Hifumi seemingly comes back to life, stating he may have met everyone before and leaving behind the name Yasuhiro before passing away, at which point the corpse discovery alert plays for a second time. Hifumi's dying words leave most of the students convinced that the culprit is fortune teller Yasuhiro Hakegure, who is found by Kyoko near the pool stuck inside of the aforementioned robot costume. Yasuhiro denies committing any murders, claiming that she was knocked out after being called by a note, which had subsequently gone missing. After Makoto and Kyoko finish their investigation of the crime scene, the class trial begins. Makoto starts vouching for Yasuhiro's innocence, using evidence to point out that he couldn't have designed the outfit, let alone carry the corpses whilst wearing it. After Kyoko asks the court to consider the two murders as separate incidents, Makoto deduces that Hifumi had only faked his death from before, with Kyoko's evidence revealing Hifumi was the one who killed Kiyotaka, moving his body to the art supply closet, where he himself was killed. Tasked with finding the true culprit behind both murders, Makoto accuses Celestia of the crime, as she knew there was a second victim before it was announced. As Celestia grows defensive and brings up Hifumi's dying words again, Makoto deduces that the Yasuhiro he was referring to was actually Celestia's real name, Taiko Yasuhiro. Accepting defeat, Celestia reveals that she stole Alter Ego to coerce Hifumi into killing Kiyotaka, under the premise that they would escape together, before killing him herself in the hope of winning the reward money and buying a castle. Leaving Kyoko with the key to Alter Ego's location, Celestia is put through a Versailles-style witch burning before being run over by a speeding fire truck. After the trial, Kyoko has Makoto investigate a hidden room behind the boys' toilets, where he finds a whole bunch of confidential records and a note reading, "You must not escape from here." However, he is suddenly knocked out by a mysterious assailant, discovering all of the files missing when he regains consciousness. Whilst returning to his room, Makoto spots Sakura and Monokuma squaring off against each other in the gymnasium. Makoto hears that Sakura had been forced to become Monokuma's mole as he took her family dojo hostage. As Makoto feels he should not jump to conclusions until he has talked to Sakura, Kyoko becomes annoyed with him for keeping secrets from her. After exploring the 4th floor containing some locked rooms that Monokuma forbids breaking into, the gang catch up with Alter Ego, who reports that Hope's Peak Academy was placed under lockdown due to a terrible incident that occurred, theorizing that the school's true headmaster may be behind it. He also discovers another strange photo, this time of Sayaka, Celestia, and Hifumi together. Afterwards, Monokuma announces to everyone that Sakura is the mole, who was ordered to kill someone in exchange for her dojo's safety, hoping to bring about another murder amongst the group. As Aoi becomes angered by the mean words said about Sakura, she ends up getting into a scrap with Genocider, leaving Sakura angered that innocent people got involved. Meanwhile, Alter Ego asks Makoto and Kyoko, who forgives Makoto for keeping quiet about Sakura, to take him somewhere where he can connect to the school network so he can find a way to help the students escape. Despite knowing the risks involved, Makoto and Kyoko respect his wishes and set him up in the hidden room from before. Later, Makoto, Kyoko, and Aoi discover Sakura dead in the rec room, which has been locked from the inside. As Kyoko conducts her investigation, Aoi directs her anger towards Byakuya, Toko, and Yasuhiro, feeling one of them is responsible for Sakura's death. Following an investigation in the chemics lab, the class trial begins. Toko reveals she, Byakuya, and Yasuhiro all received notes from Sakura calling them to the rec room, where she had witnessed Yasuhiro attack Sakura with a glass bottle out of fear. However, Yasuhiro being the culprit is ruled out when Makoto reveals Sakura had been hit twice. The second hit is revealed to have come from Toko after she had passed out from seeing Sakura's bloody forehead and became Genocider, hitting her with another bottle. As this is also revealed to have not been the killing blow, Byakuya reveals that the actual cause of death was poison, presenting a bottle of poison whose contents were replaced with a protein shake. Aoi then announces that she herself is the culprit, claiming that she had replaced Sakura's protein shake with poison and gave it to her. However, Makoto and Kyoko's analysis of the closed room scenario, along with a piece of glass found in the poison bottle Byakuya presented, reveal that Aoi had only been hiding the fact that Sakura had actually committed suicide. As the trial comes to an end, Aoi reveals that she had purposely tried to steer the trial to a wrong verdict, believing from a suicide note that Sakura was suffering and feeling everyone deserved to die to make up for it. Monokuma subsequently reveals the note she read was a fake he had made, with Sakura's real suicide note stating that she took her own life to save her dojo, stating her wish for everyone else to make it out of the academy alive. Although the others feel encouraged by Sakura's dying wishes, Monokuma then reveals he had caught Alter Ego trying to hack into the school network and destroys his laptop with a dagger. Later at night, Kyoko has Makoto distract Monokuma while she does some investigating of her own, later warning him about the Academy's 16th student and super high school level despair, Mukuro Ikusuba. After the group explore the 5th and final floor, counting a botanical garden and a classroom filled with blood, Byakuya questions Kyoko about her identity, but she states she doesn't remember due to amnesia. As Byakuya dismisses this idea and confiscates Kyoko's room key, Makoto is given the responsibility of looking after a survival knife that Toko found. Later that night, Kyoko, who had managed to obtain a mysterious key and the details about Makuro from the headmaster's office thanks to Sakura breaking down the door, asks Makoto to keep Monokuma occupied while she goes off to investigate the dorm building's 2nd floor. As Makoto comes down with a fever as a result of staying up all night, he has a dream stating he's supposed to stay in Hope's Peak Academy instead of escape from it, before witnessing a masked person wielding the survival knife, followed by Kyoko telling him something he can't hear. Waking up the next morning to discover the knife he had been keeping had gone missing, Makoto heads to the gym, where everyone else is disassembling a broken down Monokuma unit. Whilst looking for a way to break into the headmaster's office for answers, the group discover a corpse in the botanical garden resembling the masked attacker Makoto saw. Before they can remove the mask and identify the victim, a bomb goes off, torching the corpse and leaving it unidentifiable by the time they put the fire out. Finding a key to the data processing room, the group are confronted by a fully working Monokuma, who reveals all their actions are being broadcast live to the outside world. To make matters worse, a class trial is to be held for the corpse they found, which is revealed by Kyoko, who is alive and well, to be that of Maruko Ikasuba. Before the class trial, after Byakuya has Makoto investigate Kyoko's room, Kyoko tells Makoto that the key she found is a master key that can open any door in the school. As the trial begins, Byakuya accuses Kyoko, who has no alibi for Makoto's death. While she curiously brings up evidence that effectively negates Makoto's alibi, believing the cause of Makoto's death to be a blow to the back of the head, Byakuya deduces the weapon was some steel arrows found in the dojo locker, the key to which was discovered in Kyoko's room. Although this appears to be contradicted by the fact Byakuya had the key to Kyoko's room the entire time. Makoto considers the possibility that Kyoko could have used the master key she stole from Monokuma. Noticing her desperation that she not be found guilty, Makoto decides to place his faith in Kyoko and not expose her, instead questioning the odd nature of the trial. However, Monokuma suddenly declares an abrupt end to the trial, declaring Makoto to be the culprit and deciding to have him executed. Before Makoto can be killed by a crusher, a virus left behind by Alter Ego stops the crusher and allows Makoto to fall safely into a garbage dump below. Sometime later, Kyoko throws herself down the garbage chute to rescue Makoto, providing him with food and a means of escape, explaining how the mastermind had originally intended for Makoto to become the victim, planning to frame her for the murder and have her executed instead. Whilst making their way up a giant ladder, Kyoko states she has regained some of her memories, revealing herself to be the super high school level detective who had come to Hope's Peak Academy to meet her father, the headmaster, who she is not on good terms with. Arriving back inside the academy, Makoto and Kyoko confront Monokuma, calling his bluff that simply executing Makoto again would not prove that Hope cannot defeat despair. Thus, they propose a final all-or-nothing class trial with everyone's lives on the line, in which the students must not only determine Makoto's killer, but also solve all of Hope's Peak Academy's secrets. After being granted access to all previously locked rooms, Makoto and Kyoko investigate the dorm's second floor and find a hidden room in the headmaster's lodge. There, they discover the remains of Kyoko's father, who had died long before the killing game started, along with an SD card containing video interviews of all of the students agreeing to spend their lives in Hope's Peaks Academy, although Monokuma pulls the plug before the video gets too far. Whilst Kyoko deals with the revelation that her father cared more about her than she thought, Makoto uses the headmaster's e-handbook to open some lockers, finding some textbooks allegedly belonging to Yasuhiro and a notebook containing Kyoko's handwriting, hinting at there being 2 despair students. Afterwards, Makoto visits the science lab, being used as a morgue, noticing some curious wounds on Makoto's body before Monokuma gives him a photo featuring all 16 students except for himself. As the class trial soon begins, with Monokuma joining the fray, the other students reveal they had also received similar photos, only with them missing from their respective photos. Wondering where these photos came from, Makoto reveals the books he found, deducing they are each missing some of their memories, revealed to have been stolen by Monokuma. Makoto then accuses Monokuma of murdering Makuro, deducing that Makuro was murdered twice, pointing out that the true cause of death were wounds eerily matching the ones Junko received. After Kyoko proves her innocence by revealing the shameful burns of her hands, Makoto deduces from Monokuma's obscured evidence the identity of the culprit, Monokuma's controller, and the Academy's mastermind to be none other than the real Junko Enoshima, who soon appears and reveals himself to be the true super high school level despair. Junko reveals that she had used Makuro, her older twin sister, to take her place, before showing others footage of the outside world, revealing it to be in total chaos. This is confirmed by Genocider, who retained her memories as they are kept separate from Toko's, with Junko subsequently revealing that the memories that were stolen from the other students were actually of 2 whole years spent together in Hope's Peak Academy. A year ago, when the tragedy hit the world, the school was converted into a shelter to protect the students carrying Hope on their shoulders. However, Junko killed the headmaster, erased the students' memories, and began the killing game, betraying her own sister in the process. Junko then holds a final vote between Hope and despair. If everyone votes for Hope, they must leave the academy. But should even one student vote for despair, the students will remain in the academy and Makoto alone will be executed. Makoto manages to use his own hope to inspire the others to stand up against despair, earning him the new title of Super High School Level Hope. With the trial over, Junko reveals herself in the ultimate despair and gives herself the ultimate execution, leaving behind an escape switch. With hope in their hearts, Makoto and the others use the switch to leave the academy and venture into the unknown world, unaware that Monokuma is still active. And that's the end of the video. As always, if you liked what you saw, subscribe to the channel. I'll be uploading a lot of videos just like this, so I'll see you at the next one.